All right, number 74. Some readings go better than others. Why? um, is this set? You set this to here. Okay. I just had to change a little setting on the mic. Number 74, some readings go better than others. Here's the thing. I do mediumship the same way every time, meaning I do what I do to prepare, I connect, and then when I connect with someone, I pass on information that I'm getting. But some of my readings go good, and some of them go really amazing. And so giving that some thought, and I've seen this also happen to other people. So for me, I have to say, when it goes really amazing, it feels like it's them. And I have a few thoughts about this, but first of all, I want to say some people in spirit are much better communicators than others. I don't know why that is. I have some ideas, but some of them are really amazing. And while I'm willing to give them the credit for when things go really well, I'm not willing to blame them for when a reading doesn't go well, because I think you can mess up your own readings, getting in your own head, not preparing ahead of time. You can do things to make them worse. Your readings go worse. But once you've done everything you normally do for a good reading or for what you would do to prepare for a client, and some of them go really good and some of them are amazing, this is what this video is about. So I don't blame them for it not going well, but I do want to credit them for when it goes really well. So my thoughts about that are this. For example, my mom comes through all the time when I let people practice on me. Lots of people get my mom. And that makes me wonder if any of her loved ones ever go to a medium without telling me, would she come through really clearly? Would she be really good? Because she's had so much practice. I wonder how much of that has to do with it. Also, I've noticed in my own readings that are amazing versus okay, and other people's readings that are amazing versus okay, I've noticed some patterns in that. And one of those is that people, when you connect with someone in spirit who was psychic or who was a medium while they were here, they tend to be really good communicators. And so that seems to matter. I don't want to speculate as to why. I mean, the mediumship thing is obvious because they were practicing from this side and now they're on that side. But I have noticed that people who were psychic while they were here, energy workers, healers, or mediums while they were here tend to be really clear communicators. So I think that's really interesting. But mostly, I chalk it all up to similarity of life experience between the medium and the person in spirit. So as I've said in lots of videos, for example, my Latino relatives tend to come through Latino mediums, either more often or more clearly than non-Latinos, which I think is really interesting. I was in an international circle. I think I was doing a Tony Stockwell class, but it was some international circle. I was paired in a breakout room one-on-one with this woman from Scotland, thick Scottish accent. And she immediately connected with my only person from Scotland in spirit. A relative of mine was from Scotland, had a thick Scottish accent, and she said, I know I can hear that you're an American in your voice. I think you just said something about living in California, but I've got a man with me who has a thick Scottish accent like mine. And I said, I know exactly who you have. So that was that. And he's only come through 2 or 3 times, but she got him more clearly and more specifically than anyone else that's ever gotten him. So that's really interesting to me, the similarity of life experience. I mean, her reading with him was so detailed compared to other people who did really well getting him, but her reading when she got that relative of mine was amazing. So here's the thing, for non-mediums, if you go to a medium and you really want somebody to come through and they don't, it's probably the medium. It's their life experience. It's other things about them that are connecting with someone with some similarity. So, and it has nothing to do with, it's never about your loved one didn't care or they couldn't be there because they were busy or whatever. Mediums connect with who we connect with. And it doesn't necessarily, I mean, obviously we try to get the person that the client wants. But if you really want to hear from one of your parents, and I get your 3rd grade teacher because he was a Latino harpist married to a man, and I'm a Latino harpist married to a man, like I'm likely to get that person as opposed to someone else, for example. Although the longer you do mediumship, the better you are at connecting with anybody. I keep a spreadsheet of all the readings that I do, and so I can get statistics off of that because there's so many readings on there now. And for example, I would have thought before ever doing this that half the time I would connect with women, half the time I'd connect with men. It turns out 65% of the time, a majority of the time, I connect with men in spirit. And oh look, I'm a man. And I think that's partially why it's that similarity of life experience. So those are my thoughts. I know this is a short video, but I haven't really heard anyone talk about this specifically so much. Next week, I want to talk about how there's some controversy. I think this is really odd. It shouldn't be controversial. Next week, I want to talk about how long does someone have to be in spirit before they can communicate, before you can go to a medium and get a reading about them. I'm going to talk about that. So until then, please like this video, comment on it below, click the subscribe button. All those things help other people to see these videos. Thank you for watching this time. And until then, see you next week. Thank you.